You know the feeling. You tap an icon on your phone, you're expecting a little bit of magic, and instead, you get a glitch, or a crash, or it just refuses to install at all. We've all been there, right? But what if I told you that behind that annoying bug is this incredible story about cutting-edge science and the wild challenge of basically fitting a giant brain into your pocket? Let's get into it.
So it all kicks off with a problem that is super relatable. Here we have a user, Compute for Christ, on Apple's support forum. They've got a brand new iPhone, and the Claude AI app, which worked just fine on their old phone, just won't install. Now, this isn't just some random glitch. Nope. This is actually the first thread we're going to pull in a much bigger mystery.
Okay, so just how deep does this rabbit hole go? Let's take a closer look at this whole frustrating failure.
And yeah, it turns out this is not an isolated incident, not by a long shot. We did a little digging on Apple and Reddit forums, and a pretty clear pattern starts to show up. People are seeing everything. Install failures, weird unknown errors, messages that just vanish into thin air, chats that get stuck loading forever. It's really a course of frustration out there.
As we dig into the app's own help center, we find our first real, concrete clue. The app specifically says it requires iOS version 17.0 or higher. And right there, that tells you something huge. Compatibility is a massive deal here. This tech is so new that it demands the absolute latest software on your phone just to have a chance of working. This isn't your average app, it's living right on the bleeding edge. So what is all the fuss about? Why are people so eager to get this thing working? Well, let's look at the incredible promise of what it means to have a powerful AI right there in your pocket.
I mean, the marketing is seriously impressive. They're not just selling a chatbot. This is pitched as an all-in-one assistant that can write your emails, help debug your code, translate over 100 languages, analyze photos you snap, and even manage your entire day. It's supposed to be a productivity powerhouse.
And this slide just perfectly captures the disconnect, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the slick marketing promise, a seamless AI partner that thinks alongside you. And on the other side, the brutally honest reality from a user review, an app that made more mistakes than not. So, what is causing this massive gap between the promise and the reality?
All right, now this is where things get really interesting, because it turns out the mobile app isn't just a smaller, buggier copy of what you get on your computer. The differences between them are actually intentional, and they reveal a whole strategy for how this AI is supposed to work when you're on the go.
This table lays it all out. You can see the mobile app is built for things that need speed and real-world context. Hands-free voice chats, instantly analyzing a photo you just took. The web version, though, that's where you do the heavy lifting. That's for creating big projects or getting deep into developer tools. You could say the mobile app is for the moment, the web is for the marathon.
And all of this, all these clues, they lead us right to the core scientific challenge. This is the real aha moment that explains why your AI app might be so buggy in the first place.
It really all boils down to this one simple question. These large language models, the brains behind the app, they have billions, with a B, of parameters. They're designed to run on these huge, powerful server farms out in the cloud. So how in the world do you take that and shrink it down to run on the little processor sitting in your pocket?
Well, the answer is a clever process called quantization. As this definition from an academic paper explains, it's basically a technique for reducing the numerical precision of the AI model. Think of it like this. It's like taking a super high-resolution photo and compressing it into a much smaller JPEG file. You're making the file smaller and faster to load by just slightly reducing its overall quality.
And the results of this are absolutely dramatic. This chart, which is based on data from that same paper, shows what happens when you quantize a similar AI model. Look at that. The original model was a hefty 6 gigabytes. After quantization, it's just 1.88 gigabytes. That is the magic trick that makes it possible to fit on a phone.
To put a single number on it, that is almost 70% smaller. I mean, that is an incredible feat of data compression, and it's absolutely essential to making mobile AI a reality. But, and you knew there was a but coming, here's the catch. This aggressive shrinking process, it comes at a cost. Just like that compressed JPEG photo might have some fuzzy spots or weird artifacts, a quantized AI model can suffer from performance drops and instability. And that right there is the scientific root of the bugs. The errors, the crashes, the glitches. It's the trade-off you make to get all that power onto your phone. So, when we put all the pieces together, the user frustration, the high-tech requirements, the science of compression, we arrive at our final takeaway. We're living on the edge.
The sheer speed that this stuff is developing at is just mind-blowing. I mean, just look at these release notes. We're seeing major new models and features launching not just every year, but practically every single month. This technology is not standing still. It is evolving at an absolutely blistering pace.
And that brings us to our big conclusion. The bug that you're experiencing on your phone, it isn't just a simple coding error. It's actually a symptom of something much, much bigger. It's a symptom of the massive, necessary, and sometimes messy trade-offs that are required to put this revolutionary technology into our hands right now, while it's literally still being invented.
Which leaves us with one final question for you to think about. As this technology keeps racing forward, what do you value more in the AI that's on your phone? Do you want the absolute latest, the most powerful features, even if that means you have to deal with a few bugs along the way? Or would you rather have flawless stability, even if it means waiting for the technology to mature a little bit? The answer to that is probably going to shape the future of that device in your pocket.